Good evening. This is the Fellaz Sports Talk podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
I'm nappy.
Now let's get this started.
Started indeed.
Yes, let's start out. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Mm, Okay. Now, before we actually even get started, I just wanted to send our condolences out to the Clarke family.
Yes.
Terrence Clarke played for Kentucky, freshman, and he was a really good player. We won't really get into his basketball talents, but he was declaring for the NBA this year. And he tragically was in a car crash that took his life. So again, just thoughts and prayers out to his family and friends and anyone that's known him. And yeah, I just want to get that out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw that. I was like, dang, man, just such a bright young future ahead,
Exactly.
and moment's notice, okay, was anything can happen, man.
It kind of reminded me of Malik Sealy. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, exactly. And again, I became a fan of his after Eddie, the Whoopi Goldberg movie. Um, but so I was following his career, and then again, tragic car accident that took him too soon as well. And again, there's not much you can say when these types of things happen. Just thoughts and prayers out to the family. Usually, we start off with basketball. I just wanted to take a little switch today to a bit of football. And
Ooh,
it's not even
good.
real. It's not even like there's,
Good luck.
it's off season, not really much going on. But
Well, I mean,
but there was an Aaron Donald situation where he after a club there was a fight that happened and he was in the midst of it, because I'm not even going to get to the end yet. He was in the midst of it, and then there was somebody that accused him of assault and whatnot, and was pretty much, probably going to sue him and go through
I
with
don't think
it.
it was a probably. He was definitely gonna sue him. What do you think?
Exactly,
Most of these situations is, oh, this celebrity hit me. Let me cash in.
exactly. So then Aaron Donald's lawyer comes out. He's like, "Bro, we have videotape. Like he ain't touch you." Then in actuality, the accuser comes out and is like, I made a mistake. It wasn't him. Now, so with all that being said, in the video, you actually see Aaron Donald, there was an altercation happening. He's in the middle trying to separate it.
Like he
Not
literally was pushing people
exactly,
off.
exactly. And then he gets pretty much stuck being the one that the person names out and tries to, take to the cleaners. So my question is, let's say, because again, we all know if there's something bad happening, you should try to, intervene. But if you're a star, should they, knowing that this can happen, their good deed can be used against them? So I'm asking you, what do you think? And again, I know this question's the moral compass.
Yeah,
So
it
just
really is
what,
because
but again, we've seen what happens when you try to.
yeah, well,
And if
people
there
come
wasn't,
after you
if
because they figured,
exactly,
why not? But
if there was no camera,
I think his intent was, he did the right thing. Like there was an
exactly,
altercation, and had he let it go, this dude would have probably got his face stomped or
exactly.
possibly worse. So, that good
Exactly.
conscience kicked in and he's like, listen, let me at least like, get these dudes off. So they got their licks in and then,
Yeah.
that's the end of it. Now, of course, by doing that, like you said, you put yourself in that situation where it's like it can only go one of two ways. One, the person's going to be like, thank you,
Yeah.
which is what you hope for. Because listen, if I didn't step in, you'd be in a hospital bed right now. Like, you know what I mean? Or again, worse. Thankfully, none of that happened.
Yeah.
Or then there's two. There's the okay, yeah, no, he did it. Yeah, him. Yeah, that big football player over there. Yeah, he hit me, came at me, stomped on my
Ex-
face 8 times, taking him
Exactly.
to the cleaner. So it's you're damned if you do, and then you're damned if you don't. Because if he did nothing, then it would have been
Mhm.
like, well, why didn't he step in?
Like,
These are the reasons why people are hesitant,
yeah,
especially people of notoriety, like who had that you know what I
exactly.
mean. They're out there in star status. It's like that's why they're hesitant because if they do something with the good intentions, it can always backfire on them and turn into bad intentions, i.e., this example. But now
Ex-
the dude backtrack. In a lot of cases, whenever people try to throw somebody under the bus, They end up backtracking because they realize they have no real traction to go further with it anyways. And where this person's story fell apart majorly is the fact that there's a video that's
Exactly.
okay, it's not clear as day, but the video is still clear as day. Like,
Good
you know what I
enough.
mean? So
Exactly.
I
So,
don't know.
but that's my
Personally, if it
point.
were me,
Yeah.
I think I probably would have taken the same approach
Yeah.
in helping, but ensuring that like I'm like just like the video, like everyone knows, like, hey, like, you know, stop, like, you know what I mean, do what I
Yeah.
have to do. And listen, if you want to come at me, but as you know,
Yeah.
it is what
No,
it is.
see,
Now
and that's
this me would have been
cordial.
like,
Yeah.
let me wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me wait.
No.
Okay, guys, all right, cool, that's enough. Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah. No, I get you, and that's actually very noble. And I instinctually would want to do the same, like, separate it and whatnot. But just looking at this specific situation, you see how it can backfire. And these players have to take that into consideration in anything they're doing, especially when there's a ruckus going on. That if I jump in the middle, I could get hurt. I could get sued. I could be blamed. There's so much that can happen. I could break my leg. Like, there's so much that happens when these things go on. And that's even towards regular people when they jump in the middle of a fight. But now you're actually someone that they see on TV that they'll remember your face and they can actually just say, hey, this guy did it to me, and feel as though they can get something. Because again, in the States, it takes nothing to sue.
it
And
really doesn't.
lawyers take the case all the time for nothing because they know it can be a big payday. So realistically, if I was in that position, I don't know if I'd jump in. I'd intervene. I would want to, and I probably would without thinking. But if I actually sat there and thought about it, I'd probably be in the background, like, "Yo, stop, quit it, stop. I'm not touching nobody.
Don't hit
Nobody,
him.
exactly. Nobody's gonna be able to say I had anything to do with this."
Or the
Mhm.
alternative route is if you're with your boys or security, you
Yeah,
send them.
exactly. But again, even with that, because you
Yeah,
send
my security
them,
came to break it up. They ain't punch
and
nobody.
they're gonna say your entourage attacked them. Like, it's a slippery slope. And that's what sucks about it. Once you're the name brand person, the fingers get pointed to you. Like this guy, maybe he didn't realize that Aaron Donald had nothing to do with it. Maybe he didn't. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But the fact is that the one person that he was able to point out, he
It
pointed
was
out.
him.
And that alone makes you think twice about jumping in the middle of something, at least when you have so much to lose. But yeah,
I hear you. I hear you.
Steph Curry made a statement the other day saying he believes he is the MVP. And some people have been agreeing, some people not, but a lot of people just been saying he does belong in the conversation,
The
but they can't,
talks.
yeah, but they can't really see a way of him actually winning. Um, Again, I ask you this every week. Who is your MVP right now? And can you see a way of Steph Curry actually winning it this year?
See, I'm flip flopping right now, right? The way
Yeah,
these NBA players is dropping like flies, I'm flip flopping, right?
yeah, yeah,
So, one guy who is back in the fold for me is Embiid.
yes,
He's
yes,
definitely
yes.
back in the mix, mainly because I saw it before, didn't pay attention to it, but now that he's back, I
Mm,
noticed the impact he truly has on that team.
definitely.
And at the way he's playing now, it definitely has boosted up. I still think if he makes a recovery anytime soon, it may just go to James Harden. I still think
I
I
don't
still
think
believe
so.
again, I know there's
Mm,
what 14 games left in the
yeah,
season.
yeah,
Listen, unless he's back with 10 games left, and when those 10 games he comes back and he makes an immediate impact to Brooklyn. And it's not like Brooklyn's playing bad now without their stars. They're
yeah.
still playing level basketball.
They still have a good team.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So, but um, I would have to
Mm,
agree that Curry should be in the conversation, but do I think he should win it? We see what's happening with Golden State when he doesn't play. It's like
definitely.
watching, and again, no disrespect to anybody who's playing at this level, but it's like watching a D2 collegiate team play, and then
Yeah,
when Steph Curry comes, they become an NBA team again.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So yes, that definitely, the most valuable player is really for the person who makes their team better.
Exactly.
What sucks with Golden State is although he does make them better, they're
Mhm.
still not making the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
You're
And
right.
that's what sucks. And that's what, to me, it's like, I'm not saying you have to be the best player on your team and your team has to be number one.
Hmm.
Bare minimum, your team still has to be a
Make the
playoff team.
playoffs. Okay.
Even if you make it as an 18, even if you make it to this dumb play-in
Play in.
tournament,
Well,
which
they're on their way of making it to play it. They're on their way
again,
to make
as
it
long as he
play.
stays healthy and they keep winning and other teams keep
Exactly.
losing.
Yeah. No, no, I agree.
LeBron
Yeah.
is still a couple weeks away, so for me at this point,
Yeah. No, no,
he's
no.
out.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But and I think that's another good sign. Because LeBron, I just wanted to carry that one. LeBron, LA is not that good right now. And so showing that once he's not on the court, they're losing. Like he also has a good. I'm not saying he has a good chance, but you can make a case that he can be the MVP as well.
But I think you can make that case every year or on any team he plays on.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. And this is
Yeah.
coming from the non-biggest LeBron James fan because I am not. You know that.
Yeah.
But game recognized game,
Yeah. No,
right?
no, I
And you
get
can
you.
see that. So
No, no. And the thing is, Jokic, he still has the Nuggets winning, without Murray, which is quite good. So I can't knock him either. Right now, so actually, so let me just who top your top four for MVP? Let me ask you,
Embiid,
and in order. So go.
in order.
Yeah,
Dang, that's a lot of pressure right there. Okay,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
right now because
yeah.
he's the healthiest of them all playing, I'm gonna put Embiid
Okay,
at one. Um, because the other two are out. Because I had Harden and James up in there.
okay.
Now they're both out, so I kind of have to. I still want to leave Harden in there just because voting is finicky sometimes, and they be some down some BS. So I'm gonna put him at
Yeah.
four. Harden is still
Okay.
four.
All
He's
right.
not, he's four.
Okay.
Um, Based on level of play, and I think because he will make an impact, I do see Curry maybe at my three right now.
Okay.
And this might change by next week for all we know. Um, my number two, I'm gonna say me. You know me. I don't discriminate. I don't even know.
No,
I can't even
Jokic.
think of it too. Yeah, he
Not thinking
listen.
of.
He could be in the if there's a list of 10. And the only
Yeah.
reason why is just because like yes, he's playing great basketball. Yes, he still has them winning.
Yeah.
I'm just not fully convinced yet
Okay.
that if things were to progress further or things get even more intense, that he can continue to carry them. Just yet.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's not good. It's just like and Doncic.
Okay.
We can see that he's a great talent. Still
Exactly.
not convinced yet that he could bring them to that promised land just yet. He's still got some more to do. And I kind of feel
Yeah.
the same way about Jokic. He's good. The man's good.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But I just don't know. For me personally, if I would put him in the top four or five, he can definitely be in the conversation talks because
Okay.
he is going to be in the conversation talks. But
So I needed two then. I needed
I
two. If he's definitely
because
not in the top four, I needed two.
dang, who else can who else is
I
who's
would say
killing it?
Lillard, but uh, that's what I'm saying. Who's in the top two?
That's a
That,
tough one. You know what?
okay,
Okay, go
okay.
go.
I'll
What are you
let
gonna
you
say?
I'll let you think about it.
Go.
So my top four is I want it to be Embiid because I think he does deserve it, but Jokic hasn't missed any real games. He's almost averaging a triple double, and he has them playing really well without Murray. Even though it's been a small sample size, it's still he has them playing really good without him. So I right now I have to give it to Jokic. Then second, I have to give it to Embiid. Third, I have to give it to Curry. And fourth, I would probably, I don't know. That's a hard one. See, my fourth one's the hard one. I'd give it to Lillard, Dame, just because he doesn't get credit. So I'll just give it
And
to him.
you know, I'm sitting here and I'm
Yeah,
trying to think about it too. I'm like, who else is that player on that team who elevates their gameplay? But
yeah.
and you're right, maybe Lillard would be in there. So maybe I would maybe drop him at 3 and move my 3 up to 2
Okay.
and put
So
Lillard in the
Curry.
conversations.
So Curry, my boy
Yeah,
Curry.
I still
Okay.
don't think he'll win, but
No,
right
yeah,
now, based on how it's looking and based on who's actually
yeah.
playing, I can't see any other
Hmm.
guys like that
I feel you.
uh,
I
right
actually
now.
want
That's
Curry to win. I think he deserves to win. It's just that I could understand why he wouldn't, mainly and only because of team play. That is the only reason. Other than that, I think he actually should win. I think he is the most valuable player on any team right now. I'm not saying he's the best player in the league. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying the most valuable player comes like as far as every team is set up and the talent on every team, I think he actually is doing the most with the talent he has. So I definitely say that. But judging by how they judge it with games played and what where your team is and all that, I think Jokic has to be number one. And even though the only reason why I'm not giving it to Embiid is really because of just time away. That's the only reason because of time. Other than that, he's playing amazing even without Ben Simmons. So it's a hard one, even that 1-2 between those two. But I'm just giving him the nod right now. Next week it might be different.
it could be a big man's year to win the MVP at this point. Like, you know what I mean?
Definitely,
Bring it
definitely.
back to the golden age of, the big men dominating, even though they're different styles of big men than
Oh yeah,
what we
big
grew
time.
up watching. But
Yeah, but those
you
are
know,
like the only two that kind of still have a low post game. Like to be honest, they shoot outside, they dribble, they pass, but they at least both can play with their back towards the back. Especially Jokic, I find he's pretty good at that too. So, but yeah, a different
then
type of big man.
so while we're talking about Steph Curry,
Yeah,
do you think um, at this point that he is the best shooter the NBA has ever seen?
1,000%, 1,000%. And the NBA has it. Listen, that's the thing. The NBA has had amazing shooters, like
Mm-hmm.
amazing shooters throughout time. We could all remember them. My dude Raouf, I forgot his name. Uh,
Reggie,
Reggie, Mark Price,
Ray
Ray
Allen, Dennis.
Allen, Bird, dude, you can name. There's been so many amazing shooters throughout history, but we have to just judge it by how he, regardless of what the rules were, he created his own style of basketball. And that alone to me is why. Because he's the first person, regardless of what the defense was giving him, he was taking that shot. Not too many players, even all the players we named, were still playing within a system. He's the only one to break out of that system, was like, look, I'm gonna shoot 10 threes a game. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Y'all gonna have to deal with it.
I'm a shooter from anywhere.
Exactly. So I that's why I give him that nod above everything because I think a lot of players would have amazing numbers if they were shooting the amount of shots he was shooting. But it was a different game back then. But he's also a reason why the game has changed.
For sure.
So he
Everybody
has
wants to shoot now. You go
exactly.
from little kids to high school to college to amateur ball.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mamas is trying to shoot, and they're not shooting
Yeah.
regular threes. Everybody's trying to shoot 3, 4, 5 feet behind the 3 point line, and they're half court because everybody think they Steph Curry now.
Exactly, bro. So that's the reason why I actually give him the nod. For one, just his numbers and he's an amazing shooter. But when people say he changed the game, they say it just lightly. No, he really
Literally, yeah,
changed the game. So yeah, best shooter ever. How about you?
yeah. Oh no, I agree 100%.
Mm.
Just for me, what's crazy about him being one of the, well, at this point, the greatest shooter of all time is his work ethics, especially when it comes to shooting. Now, we all know
Yeah,
he's got handles, and we all know he
yeah,
can play some D,
yeah,
but the amount of time he puts in working shots
Yeah.
is
No.
unreal. And everyone likes to have fun. He takes shots that nobody truly practices. Like, let's
100%.
be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you watch videos of like just before the games, and he's out there and he's got racks just, and not racks from like, you know, 3-point competition stations. He has them
Yeah.
further out, and he's just working on his game. And to me, it's like he already set the bar high, and
100%.
he's trying to keep that bar. He's trying to get that bar to keep climbing and climbing and climbing. You
Exactly.
know, breaking NBA records for 3-pointers in the season.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just, and I know, you know, the game should be more than 3-pointers is what some people tell you, but let's be honest, that's where the game is gravitating now anyways, because even
Yeah.
your big men are shooting threes.
Exactly.
But it's just the level and precision. That's the other thing too. It's the precision to
Yeah.
which he hits shots. A lot of guys, a lot of good shooters in the NBA, you know, they got nice form and it hits the mesh nice, you know, clanks off the back. But you give Curry 10 shots, he's hitting mesh,
Exactly.
you know, 90% of the time. If not, all 10 shots he takes, he's hitting mesh.
100%.
That's precision that you can't just say you're a good shooter. You have to be an excellent shooter to have that kind of precision. And for that, I think
100%.
that's what really makes him the best shooter that I've ever seen. Listen, for all we know, there's some kid working on his game now who's going to be better. But I
Yeah.
don't know what else you can do other than inbounding the ball from the other side of the court and consistently hitting shots from the other end of the court to become the best
Yeah. No,
shooter of all
exactly.
time at this point. Like, you know what I
And there's
mean?
some really good shooters. There's Dame Lillard, there's Trey Young, there's so many good shooters
There,
out there.
there is. It's just
Duncan Robinson, a bunch of great shooters, but he is on another level. Dude, he has again over like 21 10 3-point games. 21 10 3-point. The next person I think that's the highest is Klay Thompson with 5. So I'm just saying he's on another level, bro, when it comes to shooting. Like, so even players that are able to get those amount of shots aren't hitting them at his clip. So you can't even yeah, it's not no real competition. No matter how much the media likes to push it, there's no real competition. He's number one, everybody else far second.
and the only reason why I even truly asked that question is because I read an
Mm,
article that he, you know, he was saying that, you know, there was a time where he kind of envied LeBron and wish he had some of LeBron's
mm, yeah.
other talents, you know, because let's be honest, LeBron's a beast,
He's
you
a
know,
prototype, man. Yeah,
there's,
yeah.
you know what I mean,
You
and
make him in a
sometimes
video game.
exactly you you know, you see how like he used to say, like, you know, there was times where he wished he could just drive to the basket the same way LeBron does, but
Yeah,
that's not the game he has. Like, you
yeah,
know what I mean? So I'm like, and then as I was reading it, even as I was reading, I'm like, don't worry about LeBron's game, and your game is sick as it is. Like, okay, so you might
exactly.
not be that dude who drives to the basket and is able to do some
Dunk
of the
on
stuff
people,
that all
yeah.
these other guys are gonna do. But one thing that we know, you know, 3 defenders on you, you'll jump, not even looking at the basketball at the rim, take a shot, and I'm gonna
And
say
money.
70% of the time that's going in.
Exactly. No,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? But he also said later on in the article, like, you know, at the end of the day, he'll tell any kid to be the player that you want to be and don't aspire to be necessarily anybody else. Not to
Yeah.
say that, you know, you shouldn't take cues or, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
but
But
really
we're
just
yeah,
if Trey's gonna be a ball player, be Trey. Like, you know what I mean?
exactly.
And so
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes sense.
I just saw that article and I was like, man, but he's one of the sickest shooters in the world.
Yeah.
One
No,
of
no,
he is the
exactly.
sickest shooter in the world. You know what I
Best,
mean? I'm
definitely
like,
best shooter.
growing up, shooting the 3-pointer was like a luxury.
Well, yeah, depending
For
on the
us,
coach.
anyways.
Depending on the
Well,
coach.
it's
I had one carte blanche coach
but for
that
us, it was
allowed me to
like
do my thing. But other than that, you play position.
run the
And
court, use your
exactly,
athleticism, jump on these
exactly,
guys. I'm like, all right, cool.
exactly.
If we hit a three, we were celebrating like we won the
Yeah.
championship. We could be down 10. We didn't care. We just hit a three. Like, you
But
know what I mean?
nothing better than having the okay to shoot when you want to shoot. That having that
True.
green light, nothing feels better. But that's not for, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that's not for every player either. Because
No, for sure.
again, Curry is one in a million. And again, there's some great shooters out there, but they don't get the same shots Curry gets because Curry has shown consistently he could shoot 15 3-pointers and 10 of them will go in. Like,
Mhm.
there's a different type of respect that you'll have for a player that does that. So
And you know what's even crazier is that
yeah,
the other day he had an off night, like a really off night,
yeah,
and they were still giving him like, like, okay, he's having an off night. If he hits one, he'll be fine, or this, that, and the third. And the
mhm,
defense tends to slack off a bit. They
yeah,
weren't having none of that. They're like, you could have an off night if you want. We still
yeah,
double teaming you, this, that, and the third. Like, that's how much of a threat you are. Even if you
yeah,
went 0 for 12 on your first 12 3-pointers,
yeah.
that they don't want you to hit that 13th.
And that's the whole thing. Like
You know what I
they
mean?
prefer anybody, and that's again why we get back into the MVP race because they literally prefer any other player to score than him. And they
Draymond Green.
no seriously, like they'll be happy if Draymond scores 30 because they know Steph's 30 could turn into 60 like this. So
It
they're
really
like
can.
exactly. So that they'll like you said, doubling them, tripling them, leaving players at the 3 point line wide open. And to Steph Curry's credit, they're not really hitting it. So it's like there's only so much he can do. Therefore, it's still difficult for me not to have him as number one on my list. But yeah,
I just can't wait for Golden State to be healthy.
yes,
That's
yes,
that's what I want to see. Because then I think at this point it's gonna I can't say prove, but we're gonna see if the original three of Draymond, Clay, and Curry
still got
can,
it.
yeah, if they still got it as a cohesive unit,
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Because now you're
yeah,
talking a few years now where they haven't truly all well, they haven't played all together.
yeah,
Um, and then you add a couple key pieces, now because
yeah,
that's what teams are doing. I don't know
yeah.
who they're going to
Wise.
try to go
Well,
after next,
what they
but
still got Wiseman,
yeah,
hopefully back from his injury, and that's again the thing. Next year is not really the year I'm looking because Clay is just coming back from pretty
it's
much
the
2 years
year
off.
after.
It's gonna take them a while to get back, and you know that. I know that game shape is a different type of shape. You might look good, you might look good shooting around, but once you run up that court two, three times, someone playing defense on you, you playing defense on somebody, bruh, that's a total different thing. Exactly. So at 2 years,
Yeah.
shoot. So I'm not really expecting much from them. Like I would like it, but just seeing what Steph's able to do on his own this year, I'm actually very hopeful for them, man. Because if Clay is even 90% of what he used to be, they could make a serious run. Yeah,
Listen, they make the playoffs this year. Hopefully they do good. Hey, maybe they pull an upset like they did all them years ago when they beat Dallas, when
exactly.
they took Dallas out. That'd be pretty crazy.
They
Uh,
could do it though. This year
it's
they
not
could
that
do
they
it in the play-ins, man. They might be able to do it in the play-ins.
the play in anyways. I don't even want to talk
I
about the play.
agree, but
That
it'll be
that
great watch.
that's
It'll
just
be great TV.
that's
Steph
just upsets
Curry
me
is great TV, prime time,
for
bro.
sure.
I'm watching. That's the only reason. Other than that, if Golden State doesn't make it in the play-ins, which they will, but if they didn't make it in the playoffs, I wouldn't watch that. I'd just wait to see who's the top eight. Like no other team I really care about. Other than New Orleans, I like watching them too. So if they
Yes,
could make it,
Zion.
exactly. So
And
if they could get
Beasted
it there,
too.
he's playing really good. They need to change the coach. I'm sorry, Sam Van Gundy isn't right for that team. Um, for one, he's supposed to be a defensive specialist. Nobody on that team is playing defense.
Nope.
Exactly. What you call it? Lonzo Ball is a prototype guard, pass first, shoot second. He has, again, like I said, Zion and Ingram bringing up the ball. Like you have to use the qualities and players that you have. Don't get me wrong, Zion can create for himself, but he doesn't create for others. So therefore, the ball is trapped with him. You can't have him bringing up the ball more than Lonzo. Again, I digress. But overall, I like the team. The team is dope. I just don't. I don't think they're gonna go far
I
with
can't
Stan.
even front. I catch myself wanting to checking highlights for them
Yeah,
every opportunity I have because for one, like I said, since the All Star break, he's been on another level,
100%, 100%.
and it's that kind of ball. You hope he sustains and plays, and that's not his
Yeah,
career, but throughout his career, that's the kind of level of ball we expect. Because if you have a player like that
yeah,
who's starting off with the numbers he's putting up now,
yeah,
and you continue to solidify that team. And like you said, get rid of the coach, get a new coach
yeah.
that
Because
knows
they're
how to
losing.
work.
He's getting some amazing numbers losing though. That's what
And
sucks right
that's the
now.
crazy part. Like, you know what I mean? But you
That's what
put
I'm
in a
saying.
coach who knows how to work with players that are on this team,
Yeah, they have a
you,
great young team.
you never know. Go get Sam Mitchell. He's broadcasting out in Canada. Nobody wants him to
Definitely,
broadcast. Go get
definitely.
Sam Mitchell.
Get
Let him
some
give him
Metro.
another
Get.
check.
I think they should get Jeff Van Gundy. They should have got his brother.
They could have
Honestly,
too.
like that, in my opinion, would have been more. Like I liked when he was coaching the Knicks, man. He was a quality coach. Stan, I've never been a huge fan when he was coaching Orlando. I don't know, he just doesn't really have it. He's like an old school minded coach.
But these are new
Um,
school players.
exactly. So long story short, great coach. Zion's playing amazing. He's showing what he could really do. He definitely still has to work on that jump shot, or at
For
least get
sure.
more confidence in it.
But I mean, that's time. This is year 2, right? So you
Exactly.
continue with your progress now, and then add a better
Yeah.
jump shot.
No, no, definitely. Because they're gonna start. They're gonna right now. It's like the Giannis effect. Like everything's opening it up to him, and again, we all know if he ever is privileged to get to the playoffs, everything's gonna close up, and that's why. So it's better him working on it now. So by that time, we're not gonna be hating on his game like we do with Giannis. They're like, "Yo, Giannis, we gave you 2 MVPs. No more for you until you prove something." You know. So I'm just
But of
saying.
course, he tells everybody that he should be unanimously named the
Yeah.
MVP. But listen,
No, bruh.
calm down, young buck. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So no, but no, very I like what I'm seeing from them. I'm like what I'm seeing from Zion again. He's playing really well. Keep it up. It just he definitely, like you said, within time has to develop a jump shot, and they need to start winning. It's really
Nah, for
with that
sure.
much talent, they should be winning. Uh,
Yeah. And now to that dreaded topic of conversation.
yeah, man. Injury
The
time.
injury
It's
bug.
injury time.
2021 is one weird injury type of year, if you ask me.
Yes, yes,
It,
yes.
the biggest one of them all to me is still the fact that LeBron actually is out. Like you would have never thought
Definitely.
that, but I
But
mean, that's
he should be coming back, hopefully. Not hopefully.
again,
He should be coming back soon.
yeah. Listen, I want everybody to come back. I'm
No,
just
no, no.
saying, it's
I'm
like
just saying.
LeBron's been playing all
Yeah,
these years, and okay, miss 1 or 2 games for oh, my nail hurts, this, that, and
yeah,
the third. But now it's like this is a legitimate injury, like you know what
yeah.
I mean.
No, no.
So,
Definitely, definitely.
but then it takes a toll, and it comes north of the border, it takes out Chris Boucher,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
sprained MCL.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the play too, and I was like,
Mhm.
when he went down, I was like, oh, maybe it's his ankle. It's not his
Yeah.
ankle. And then you see the reports to sprain MCL, and he's
Which
out
sucks.
at least till, well, right now they're saying the end of the month for sure.
Yeah,
But let's be honest,
most likely
if,
playoffs.
and that's if,
Yeah,
there's that asterisk on if Toronto is going to make the play in.
yeah. True, true, true.
I think if there's, let's be honest, if there's no real chance of Toronto making it to the play-in,
Mhm.
I wouldn't even push Chris to come back.
Not at all. Not at
Even
all.
though he's having career number year, he's putting
Yeah,
up his career best in points, rebounds, blocks.
yeah,
I think that if there's no real point in trying to force an issue that's not there,
yeah.
just sit
Don't
out the
even
season,
bother.
because you've seen what's been happening to some of these players where
A lot of
they
these
come
players.
back, they'll play 1 or 2 games, and then bang, they're right back out. It's like,
Exactly,
it begs the
exactly.
question, is like, yo, what are these trainers and doctors actually doing when they're diagnosing these players? Because it just doesn't make sense to me. That I find more now that someone will get hurt, they'll say, okay, they're out for 3 weeks, and then
Mhm.
3 weeks comes, they're out an extra week. Okay, now they're cleared for practice. Okay, now they're cleared for full contact practice, and
Yeah.
then they'll come play game unrestricted minutes,
Mhm.
be fined for 1 or 2 games, and then by that third, fourth, or fifth game, it's like they're out again. It's like,
Yeah. No, no, I feel you.
I
I
don't
think
know.
the NBA didn't really put too much thought in this turnaround, man. Having 2 seasons pretty much back to back is really doing damage. And that's what I was gonna say in this last segment we were talking about with LeBron. I do think he's injured, but I think a lot of it's strategic with some of these players that they're like, yo, we need some time before these playoffs start.
Especially him.
Exactly. So I don't I'm not really too worried about his injury. I think it's more of a I'm gonna make sure my body's right before I even come back, which I think they're doing with a lot of these players. Some of them we can't even question, but I'm just saying with him, I think it's more strategy. But yeah, Boucher, it's sad, but good thing it's not like it's of course it's serious, but it's not that serious, which
I
is
know, but
really good.
you still
Yeah.
gotta, like I said, for me, it's like they use the word sprain, and
Yeah.
sometimes I find they downgrade
Yeah.
for the media and the people a lot of what these injuries are. Don't forget,
Mm.
once upon a time, Kevin Durant had a strained calf.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Lo and behold, the man's Achilles was finished or done, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's
No,
like,
no, you're right. You're
don't.
right. No, no, but I'm just saying, judging from what
And
they've
I'm
said,
hoping that's truly what it is. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
So,
That it's
so
just
hopefully,
sprained. Some rest,
yeah,
a little light workout to get it strong again. Don't
exactly.
overcompensate when you're training, and get both of them ready so that you can come back. Hopefully sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, Toronto needs him.
100%,
Toronto needs him to be on
definitely.
the court.
Yeah,
Because we've seen it all season where there's just games where he's playing on another level.
yeah, exactly. But on a brighter note, Lamelo Ball, supposed to be coming back. Hopefully, he's been for the most part cleared practices and all these other things. Question though, if he comes back and doesn't play amazing, but just good enough, do you think he'd win Rookie of the Year or no?
How many games has he missed?
He missed like maybe about I'd say about 15, maybe.
So I think it all comes down to numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
do.
he. Okay, go
I,
ahead.
and the reason for that is, for as much as he's been consensus number one rookie of the year,
Yeah,
let's be honest, up until his injury,
yeah.
I think it still comes down to the season and games played.
Okay, I got
You
you.
know
I
what I
got
mean?
you.
It's not to say that he doesn't deserve it. It's just, if another rookie who was even remotely decent enough to be a contributor on his team played the full season,
Yeah.
they might
Hmm.
go that
Go the
route
other
versus
way.
saying, you know what, I know you didn't play the last 15 games of the season or the
Hmm.
last 25 games of the season,
Yeah.
but when you did play that first half, you were remarkable. So let's just give it to you.
Hmm. Oh no, I get you.
The politics behind it, it's just going to be backlash. People are going to be for it, people are going to be against it. I just think that the reality is it's going to come down to games played. Now, if he comes back and is able to play the last 10 games of the season,
Hmm.
10, 12 games of the season, and the first two is, a little rusty because it's only normal, it's going to happen. And then it's
Yeah.
like he picks it back up, and then you show again that true value he brings to the
Hmm.
team and his true game. I think at that point, then they go back and, you know what? Oh, he's back and he's playing almost like he never left. Okay, cool. But if he doesn't and he only comes back for the last five, and again, some other guys have been playing, again, they not saying that they're putting up the same numbers as him, but they've been
Hmm.
there and they've been consistent in what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to games played. That's
Okay.
my opinion. That's the way
No,
I see
no.
it.
Okay, and I respect it. I definitely respect what you're saying, but no, I think to be honest, unless Anthony Edwards, because I see him being the only other person that could win it right now, unless he shows out in these last 15, 14 games, I think whether LaMelo comes back or not, he pretty much got it. I haven't seen anything any other rookie has done since he's been gone to overtake him. That's the thing. Like Anthony Edwards was like climbing that mountain, like while he was still playing. They were going back and forth. Anthony Edwards was getting there, but it's like he took for granted that LaMelo was out and his game. It's not 100% there right now. The team's losing. That's also something that I think might help LaMelo. The Hornets are pretty much losing. And they were playing amazing. They were like in the fifth or sixth seed or something like that while he was playing. So I think that whether he comes back or not at this moment in time, we were just going to judge it by today. I think he would win, but unless Edwards has an amazing rest of the season, I think he'll win again. But no, or even if he comes back and he plays just regular 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and Anthony Edwards plays the way he's been playing still, I think he'll win. I just I haven't seen nobody overtake what he's brought to the table yet.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And again, very valid point. I still think the NBA is going to look at games played versus anything
Okay.
else, and not to say that he's not deserving, because I
Yeah.
truthfully believe he is definitely deserving. But the
Yeah.
NBA may look at games played versus games not played.
No, no, it makes
And
sense.
then again, if he
Mhm.
doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I say next year he gets Most Improved.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think they would because
I think he's like, oh, y'all stiffing on rookie of the year? You'll watch this, and he's gonna show out. Watch.
I think with his mentality, he's gonna go try to get MVP next year, yo. I think he's gonna go for most improved.
You can get both. He was
You
most improved
definitely
to the MVP.
you definitely could. I just don't think that's what he's gonna go for. But I think you definitely could because he was dominating as a rookie this year. He was
For
playing
sure.
really well. So for him to get most improved, he's gonna have to kill it next year, like to another level. So,
Which
but
I
I look
think he
forward to
will.
seeing it. What I look forward to be honest, and I agree with you, I think he will too. I think he will be an all-star next year. I think that the Ball brothers, both of them might be an all-stars next year. Lonzo's been playing really well. He's still hit and miss some games, but for the most part, more consistency this year. Really good shooting. Now, again, he's a free agent, well, a restricted free agent at the end of this year. So LeVar Ball's wishes might be coming true, man. If
Were the Balls brothers playing on the same team?
on the Hornets, bro. Again, if New Orleans do a sign and trade, or if they just can't match what the Hornets could give them, bro, boom boom, and then Leangelo coming. I could see. I think Michael Jordan is a really smart businessman, and I can see nothing better and bigger than the Ball brothers, Michael Jordan, dude. That would be
From a business
yeah,
standpoint, that would be phenomenal. Like that's you're talking about extra you're talking about extra money without really having to do anything other than advertise the fact that you got the Ball brothers playing on the Hornets owned by MJ.
exactly,
You know what I mean? So
right,
it's like
dude,
that would be pretty crazy. I can
exactly. So I'm just saying, it's something I could see happening. That or the Knicks. The
yeah.
Knicks might be trying to
Is it
get him too.
just me, or is it like now
Yeah.
the Knicks have become the scapegoat? Like it's like,
Mm.
well, listen, if it don't work out, he could just go play for the Knicks. Like
Because
I feel like everybody's saying that.
the Knicks, because all right, the Knicks look right now that they're having an amazing upside, right? They're
Yeah,
only
they've been playing good ball too.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like 6 straight wins, something like that, playing amazing. The thing is that no matter how good they're playing, we all know they're still 1 to 2 players away from
For
really
sure.
making noise. So that's why every moment everyone's just like, I think you'll probably go to the Knicks because they're just hoping to build that. So I can see them going if they keep Julius Randle and again quite a few players, bring Lonzo Ball there. I, yeah, I could see. Lonzo Ball just needs a place where he could actually just control the ball and pass. That's what he needs. Somewhere to give him that much, just give him the keys. So I think the Knicks would be real good for him as well, but we've yet to see.
Ever since they got Derrick Rose, just
Yeah,
saying, since he came back,
Rose is the
even though
beast.
I don't even know if he's playing all that much now. Last
No,
time
no.
I mean, this was a minute ago. Last time I checked,
Yeah.
he was DNP.
Hmm.
So I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. But regardless, since he got traded back there,
Yeah.
we're playing some better ball. So maybe
A
we,
hundred
I'm not.
percent. 100%.
Who knows?
100%. But that I'm pretty sure they would give up Derrick Rose if Lonzo Ball
For
came there.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because again, any team that's going to sign him for, I think he's looking for in around 80 million or more. So any team that's going to invest that much money into him is going to make sure it's solidified. He's the starting guard, no playing around type of thing. They're going to put the ball in his hand. So even though I think Derrick Rose would actually be really good for him, I still think it would be too much competition because there's no way you're not going to put Derrick Rose on the court in a tight moment. Like, regardless of how his game is, how he's slowed down, he's a smart player. He's a veteran. He's going to make the right choices. You're not taking him off
And
for Alonzo.
even for his game to have slowed down, he can still get to the basket. Like you know
Exactly,
what I mean?
exactly.
And there's a lot
Extremely
of times where
explosive still, even
that's
though,
the
yeah,
crazy part. Like you think both his knees are shot,
yeah,
but he's still getting to the basket and he's still getting up there.
exactly.
So
So yeah,
hey, Derek, man, you want a good place to play ball and get some good food? Come north of the border.
yep,
North
a
of the
hundred
border, man.
percent, a hundred
We
percent.
got you. We got you over here.
I seriously, any team would be lucky to have him, or the Knicks are probably gonna just keep him. They
Veteran
got him for a
presence.
reason. Exactly, they got him for a reason. not knocking it, but I think that New Orleans, unless they're planning on changing the coach, I think they should probably trade Lonzo. And yeah,
You
that's some
think
good
they'll
things.
blow up like the Magic?
No, nah, they're definitely not gonna blow up like the Magic, bro. No way, because they're not getting rid of Zion for nothing, bro. Everybody else could go, but Zion they're keeping, man. That's their bread and butter, bro. Until he decides to leave.
Could
No,
you just imagine in a world where AD never left and they still got Zion,
that would be
right?
sick. That would be sick. Imagine AD never left. They still had Zion, and then they got Lonzo. I don't know how that would have worked out. It wouldn't have worked
Somehow
out. It
they got
wouldn't have
it
worked
wouldn't have
out,
because he was part
but
of the trade, but
exactly. But imagine though,
and Ingram and
somebody
all
to
them
pass
guys.
that ball. uh, I would say Ingram. I like Ingram. It's just that he's a black hole, man. If he gets that ball, bro, you're not getting it back. So that's the only reason. I actually like him, but he's way too ball dominant, bro. So that's why I say Zion, because Zion he could play without the ball. You like him having the ball because people can't stop him. He's like a runaway train. But overall, he could play without the ball. AD could play without the ball. He could do whatever, get into the post, shoot that jump shot, whatever. Now you just need one like point guard that's willing to
They
just
would have
pass
still
that.
had Drew.
Yeah, exactly. But again, Drew's
But they would.
good.
I'm
He's
just saying
amazing.
that's who they would have had
No,
though.
you're right. You're right. Drew is amazing. Yeah, you're right. You ain't mad lying about that. You ain't lying about that.
I'm just saying. So again,
Yeah.
everything else aside, you just look at that. You've got Drew, you've got
Yeah.
AD, and you've got Zion. Like I still think just the
Yeah.
ladder alone is like,
No,
man,
no.
that would have been sick. But
Pretty
of
much
course,
just adding Zion to that team.
exactly.
Imagine with Cousins on it too.
Dang,
Imagine that. Cousins, oh my
dang.
goodness, that would be a
Do you think
serious
this is
team.
something like the owners of the teams think about like after the fact? Like,
Yeah,
damn it!
that
Imagine we
would,
still stunk and we still got Zion and we still had Cousins and we still had what could have been.
dude. I'm telling you, I'm sure the Thunders fall asleep in nightmares still having
Ah,
Harden, Russell, and KD, bro. I'm sure they still have nightmares about
not
that, bro.
realizing that again they were still young at that point of their
Yeah.
careers to what they've become.
Not wanting to sign Harden, I think it was only an extra 6 mil he was asking for or something crazy that it was just like they were willing to let him go for. Imagine that, bro. Like,
I think our biggest imagine would have been if Toronto had let Tracy play. If
I
Toronto had truly let Tracy play
yeah,
Tracy's game
yeah.
with Vince,
That would have
what could have
been,
been. For
dude,
all we know, we could
championship.
have got our championship
That we would have had our
years
championship.
ago.
There's nothing and nobody telling me. Listen, McGrady single-handedly played teams into the playoffs. They never really won, but single-handedly he brought them there. Because when he went to Orlando, it was supposed to be him and Grant Hill. Grant Hill was messed up, couldn't play for the first 3 years, so it was him by himself.
And still did his due diligence.
Dude, killed it, bro. So then he goes to Houston, playing amazing. Yeah, I was off and on. That team should have gone far further. They were pretty much disappointments. Can't lie about it. But overall, he still, yeah, was always injured. They were just never really getting there. Imagine that same McGrady,
Playing with Toronto
Toronto,
and Vince
dude,
and the squad that they had.
my guy, my guy. That
I
would have
think
been
I think
something.
that game against the 76ers that Vince hit that 3-pointer in game 7, I think that would have been Tracy taking that shot.
I think it would
Real
have.
talk.
I think it would have.
We were younger and we saw it's like, yo, Tracy McGrady can ball.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they ran the team like this without with their blinders closed. So it's like,
Exactly.
so I don't know if you heard, going back to the NFL now, the Chiefs have made a deal
Mm.
to sign Orlando Brown.
Okay.
Will sign trade for Orlando Brown,
Yeah.
which involves 6 draft picks. And before even
Wow.
getting into those details, to me, that's Kansas City putting everyone on notice.
Mm.
They're already a strong team.
Yeah, exactly.
They are already missing Taudif and Niang.
Yeah.
who opted out the season because of COVID.
COVID, exactly.
So they're eligible to return. If those two come back, now you
Yeah,
just added Orlando Brown
dude.
and you gave up draft picks.
Yeah, they're putting all their chips on the table, man.
Kansas City is letting Tom Brady know he
Yeah,
ain't winning next year.
yeah, they're going for it, man. I'm not mad at that.
That's literally what they're doing, and
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it either. Again, when it comes to the NFL,
yeah,
I'm not the biggest follower.
yeah,
I mean, I've been a Brady fan because just talent-wise and just
yeah,
his method in terms of his football smarts. They putting, like I said, everybody on notice. They putting Tom Brady on notice, and I just think that with all these guys coming back,
yeah.
for someone like I said who doesn't follow the NFL as intensely as I know some people, we have friends and family that
Exactly.
follow that religiously. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to start picking their brain to find out like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, what's going on here. But I
Mm-hmm.
know enough to say that I see a team calling shotgun on that
Yeah,
Super Bowl trophy
yeah, going all
when I
in.
see it. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's kind of like kudos to them for doing it
definitely.
NFL style.
Yeah, yeah,
You see other teams do it, and especially basketball.
yeah,
If
exactly.
they can sign somebody or trade for somebody, and they have the space to do it without
Mm.
necessarily giving up much. Now, I'm not saying draft picks aren't of good value,
Yeah,
but when you have a win now mentality,
yeah,
you can afford to lose some draft picks. And it's not to say that they lost all the draft picks; they just
yeah,
traded some away and got some other ones for the future.
yeah. And plus, Mahomes, right? They're still trying to get him while he's in his prime too, right? He already won them a Super Bowl, so it's like, yo, we were that close last year. Let's go all in, man. Clearly, we're right on the doorstep again. Let's just see how much we can milk out of this. So I don't blame them. Don't knock them. It's pretty dope. I like that they're trying to take full advantage of
I'm
his
not gonna
prime.
lie. I'm definitely gonna be paying a lot more attention to the NFL season
Yeah,
because I want to see how they come out this year and
yeah,
how they're gonna attack the season and see what kind of numbers they put up. I'm rooting for
definitely.
them. Don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for them the same way I was rooting for Mahomes last year
Yeah,
because I believe he's that level of talent where he is next.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the minute Brady
Well,
retires,
I was
who
about to say
knows when that is?
he's right now. It's just that he's also next, but he's right now and also next. Just saying.
So, but it's still as long as Brady's playing,
Yeah, nobody's but he's the GOAT, right? Like we know
you
this.
know what
So
I mean? And
yeah,
there's
I
gonna be
get you.
there's a lot of naysayers and a lot of
Yeah,
haters. Listen, that's on you. You don't like the guy, kudos to you. Don't really
yeah,
care. Just you put it. If he was on your team, you like it.
100%, bro.
Bottom
Anybody
line.
like no, listen, nobody really hates him. That's the thing.
Oh no,
Nobody
there's definitely people
really.
that really hate him.
I
Yeah,
don't
come on.
think so. I
Yeah,
think more people just hate the fact that they hate first of all New England.
yeah. A lot of people do
Then
hate New England though. That I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna
Then they hated Belichick and the system. But you can't hate Tom Brady. Like, what has he done to you?
He
Like,
cost my team championships.
but talent. He like you cannot knock that type of talent, man. He's shown it time and time again. Not the fastest, but it's just something in him, man. There's just certain people he's the guy.
It's like you see
He's
some of the
the
stuff he
guy.
does. It's almost like he slows down time. It's like how the hell did
Exactly,
you make that pass? It's like, or how did he even think to
bro.
go there?
Bro, he's just a winner. That's the thing. That's the best way to put it. Some people are just winners by any means necessary. Just like in basketball, some people are just scorers. They might look the worst, but they are just scorers, bro. And that's what he is. He's just a winner, man. You put him in anywhere, you put him in a ping pong championship, I'm betting on Brady, bro. He's a winner.
Dang.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, yo,
I got.
Tom, if you watching this, we want to see you play ping pong.
Hey, man, my money's on you.
Now we're gonna switch and go to hockey.
Okay.
Okay, not the biggest hockey connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Don't know everybody's name, but this question, the reason why I'm asking is because it hits close to home. But one of
Okay.
the questions one of the panelists asked was, if Carey Price were to retire today,
Mm.
is he Hall of Fame worthy?
You can't ask me. I'm from Montreal, bro. You can't.
So you can't have an opinion. You
That's a
can't say
trick
yes or no.
question. My answer is hell yeah. Of course he is.
So anybody
Like
that plays for Montreal for you is a Hall of Famer.
pretty much,
Dang.
especially when they spent their whole career here. They're a Hall of Famer in my eyes, bro. Like
Okay.
honestly. So that's why I'm biased to it. Not really. I'd be lying if I told you the numbers or I told you like, yo, da 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 compared to da da, like we're able to do with basketball off the
But just
top.
based on what you know.
What I know and what I see is a player that's never really had a real shot with a really good team. A great player that's never had a real shot with a really good team. Now, should he be punished for that? No. So I think with just looking just the eye test, I think for sure he's a Hall of Famer. I think that for sure he should have had at least about 2 Stanley Cups. Just with his just talking about talent and his style of play, but reality, that's not what's happened. So, but I'm not judging it from that. I'm judging it from the eye test. So yes, in my opinion, he definitely one of the best the goalies in the league, bro. Like can't knock it. He's like always every season a bright spot for us. Like that's legit for years the only bright spot for us. Like I haven't seen too many better goalies in the last decade. So, how about
Yeah.
you?
Not the biggest fan of
Mm,
his, but again, game recognized game, and I
yeah,
will say that just based on, for one, his career in general,
yeah,
two, he has and does make the Canadians better, especially when the Canadians
yeah.
are shit.
Exactly.
He is that lone standout that helps them stay somewhat relevant. Um, but overall, he's the goalie or one of the goalies that any team in the league, even rivals Boston, would take because they
100%.
know his stat sheet, they know what he brings, they know what he represents, and they know
Exactly.
that he would be a top level goalie for them.
Exactly.
Yes, he's getting older now, but that's what happens in life. You get older.
Inevitable.
But
Yeah.
throughout his career, he's been relatively consistent. He's going to have ups
Exactly.
and downs. Just because one year you have 3 goals per game and the next year you have 2.5 doesn't mean he's still not a great goalie. It's just
Yeah.
consistently he's been there, and
Yeah.
because of the consistency, regardless of the overall team success,
Yeah.
this him as an individual player, I think, is the reason why he would make it to the Hockey Hall of Fame. I'm not his biggest fan, but he has been a solid goalie throughout his
Yeah.
career, and you can't knock that. You know, naturally, you want in any sport you play, your ultimate goal is to win that championship. I don't care
Exactly.
what sport you play. You play tennis, you could play ping pong. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
your goal is to be the champion.
Yeah.
Individual or team sport is to be the champion. And
Yeah.
obviously it helps you in solidifying certain legacy that you have, especially being that level of talent.
Hmm.
Um, but I still believe that you can not win a championship and still have an excellent career and make the Hall of Fame. And I believe
Yeah.
this is the case with Carey Price.
Yeah. Once again, this is the Fellaz Sports Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm nappy
We in these streets.
all up in these streets.